Let's get more now and go live to Alex Shephard, reporter at the New Republic in New York. Always great to see you, Alex. Israel and Hamas, as we've just been seeing, they both claim victory. As Mark Stone just mentioned, a combination of celebration and grief. The ceasefire basically came into effect close to 24 hours ago now, but we're seeing and hearing reports just hours after the ceasefire of violent clashes erupting. What else has been happening from what you're hearing?
Well, it is still a very fragile ceasefire. I think the Biden administration is sort of pushing the case that they worked diligently behind the scenes to make this happen, and yet what's happening here is that excuse me that is that the administration has tried to use its clout to say that it brought an end to this conflict as quickly as possible. I think there's some doubt about that. I think that the deal was brokered by Egypt, but the Biden administration, wants to move on from this as quickly as possible because it's focused almost entirely on its domestic efforts at the moment. But I think there are doubts both from some people in the administration and also those viewing the conflict that this could break out again and sort of bring the Biden administration back into the Middle East.
And we're hearing reports of over 240 people have died, including 66 children and close to 2,000 people injured. How stretched are the health facilities and supplies, and what are the immediate challenges they face?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big questions for the U.S. has made some commitment for rebuilding the damage done in Gaza, which is tremendous and tragic. There's also been much more, I think, domestic anger over the U.S. support of Israel than there has been certainly in quite some time, maybe ever, particularly within the Democratic coalition. Joe Biden has made the same kind of steadfast claims of alliance with Israel that we've seen in the past, and yet there are rumblings of what some people are calling a kind of tectonic shift in the way that the Democratic Party, in particular, views this conflict. So now the effort, I think, is towards rebuilding Gaza, towards trying to broker some sort of agreement that will last here. But yeah, there are real worries that won't stick.
Let's head to some other news, and talks are underway in the White House with the US government and South Korean President Moon Jae-in. Moon met with Vice President Harris this morning, where she spoke about their alliance being critical. South Korea, China and COVID-19 vaccinations on the agenda with Biden. What can we expect to hear?
I think that this is also part of the administration's larger effort to kind of rebuild the most important diplomatic relationships, in particularly around China. One of the big issues that people in the State Department talk about is what they're trying to do is, our other countries have gotten used to diplomacy by tweet over the previous 4 years. They're trying to kind of reset things towards something approaching normality. In the case of South Korea, so much of that is going to be about shifting relations from where they were under Trump, but also I think discussing relations with China as well.